We can slow it down, or we can have a say in how we go through it. That's our ticket, our level of connectivity and vitality through the age. Okay. All right. So I want to go through some things of food and supplements for you to take with you. Another of our pillars. See, when you see three, because I'm referring back to the initial 8 keys that we have to always, like I said, print them, have them on your fridge, on your desk, and check in through them. So eat well, and with food is, needless to say, hugely important. The impact it has. The food is not. We have to think of food. The new way of thinking of food is, on the one hand, the food has a particular nutritional value, right? Carbs, proteins, and fats, and how we can utilize those macronutrients in the body, and of course the quality of what we eat makes a big difference. But also, food is a hormone. Food as hormone is another new frontier of understanding food, because foods, besides the macronutrients, have a whole gamut of small compounds that act in the body as hormones, meaning they are absorbed in the gut, go to the liver distributes them in the blood, and as they're traveling in the blood, these micro components, they they connect to receptors in different cells and trigger a function, a cascade of effects. And that is the definition of a hormone. A hormone is a substance that in small amounts travels in the blood and has an effect at a distance by means of interacting with a receptor in cells and triggering a cascade of effects. So food is also a hormone, and it has, obviously, through that, multiple effects in our body systems. So another one of the keys is taking herbals or supplements, right? And I want to just put these for you because they are the prime, this is where something like Eastern medicine can really help us out, because they have a long tradition of how to use herbals, medicinals, to boost the body systems, to increase vitality, to give us more mental clarity, to slow down the aging process. So consider supplementing with any or more than one of the list of tonics that I listed here on the left. Ginseng. And ginseng, there's two kinds. Think about there's the standard ginseng, which there's a Korean ginseng or Chinese ginseng that is very warming, and it strengthens our punch, right? It's more like, gives us more like mm. But then there's the American ginseng variety, which is a much more a softer and nourishes more our essences. So depending your constitution, if you're a very hot person, very like hyper internally, then do the American ginseng. If you're kind of more like weekend and cold, then do the Korean or the Chinese ginseng. Okay, they are adaptogens, very useful. Cordyceps is a great adaptogen. Ashwagandha comes from the Indian Ayurvedic tradition. Reishi mushrooms, super good also to boost our immune system, for instance. Astragalus is great for when we are weak after an illness, or if we are taking a lot of medication, or if we are going through chemotherapy, for example. And Schisandra, it's a great, it preserves our essence. It's a preserving substance. It holds our essences so we don't lose them so much. So any of these will have them for you, as always, in our PowerPoint, and we recommend you to try them out. Okay, so these are the key supplements, right? Antioxidants. We've discussed them in other classes. We won't go into details, but definitely one of the components, because oxidative stress, as I said, one of the markers of aging. Anti-inflammatories, like turmeric, for example. Turmeric is a great compound to supplement with um, as an anti-inflammatory, but there's many, many kinds, right? And then eat organic food so we don't have the blockage of preservatives or chemicals that interfere. Um, Natural food, diversity foods, have many colors, and greens to alkalinize, to throw us out of the stress biological reaction in the body, and then the tonic herbs, which is what I just described to you. And when we show you the PowerPoint, when we share with you, you'll see here some. We wanted to add a little bit of a different take on how to think about eating in relation to the environment and in relation to the seasons. So besides the basics that we discussed in many other classes too, on the right foods, the being organic and having colors and all this great stuff. There's also, like, if I'm in winter, I'm gonna be try to do more warming foods. If it's cold, if I'm in the summer and it's hot, I want to do cooling foods. And so we provided for you here some data on some cooling foods, like if you are in a hot environment, what things to avoid, what things to have more of. Because if we eat right for the season, we eat in according to our relationship with our environment, then we're going to be more in sync, and our systems are going to function more efficiently, and that is also a way of staying vital. So you'll have it, I just go through it so you can have a glance, the different foods that we are listing and different things to do in different seasons, springtime and in the fall. Um, and lastly, before we take a minute to stretch our legs, we put here some very simple three herbs that you can find available, and you can obviously consult with us directly if you want more specific information. But these are herbs that will regulate and activate your digestive energy. And if we keep the digestive energy in a good place, then everything in the body is appropriately circulating. This is our core. We eat the food, we process it here, and then from here it's sent to all the systems. So if this is not working, nothing gets the right thing. So these herbs are a great combination to regulate the appetite, to move the energy in the digestion, keep things flowing digestion wise, so that then the proper nutrition can reach our organs. So you can read through it, and that will give you some info also to stay at our best. So we're gonna take a 1 minute break, stretch our legs, and then I'm gonna pass you with Aaron to go over the other part of the keys.
Hello, everybody. Hi. How is it going? Do you guys need to stretch a little bit? So we take a breath, deep breath, stretching the arms, getting rid of the pain, stretching the heart, and exhaling and round in the back. How much information! Inhaling, lengthening upwards the arms, and exhaling. Warming up the hands. and bring it to the heart because we will do a heart exercise now. So, heart to heart. What do we carry in our hearts? Good stuff and stuff that sometimes we need to recycle. So I want to go through point number 4, which is the sleep and rest and why that is so important. And point number 7, which is working with your pain and body. And let's see if we have time to do all that. So let's go to the PowerPoint. Here is it. Oh, we have so many slides. This class should be 2 hours, I think, long. Exercising the brain, be positive, eat well, food, herbs. And here we are, working with your pain body and your ego. So I want to tell you a short story. A few days ago, I met someone, a friend, that I haven't seen in a couple years. And it's someone that I know for many, many, many years. And suddenly I saw her incredibly older. She looked like 15, 20 years older than when I saw her last time 2 years ago. And I was in shock. And I was so in shock, actually, that I didn't know what to say, what to do with the conversation, with the meeting. And as I listened, I sat down and just listened. Hey, how you doing? And we talk. And she told me that she's still very resentful and very angry toward someone. And then I asked her, what about anything have changed in your life? How you feeling? Oh, I'm fine. My business is fine. My kids are fine. Everything else is fine. I didn't want it to come to quick conclusions, but in 2 years to see someone age and getting chiles, so quickly. It seems that resentment that she holds is really eating her up. I remember when I met Carlos Castaneda, one of my first questions, I didn't have many questions. I was too shy to ask questions, but and I didn't think that I didn't have any good questions to ask. But I did ask in one moment, what shall I eat? What is the best food? And he turned around and looked at me and he says, why don't you first think about what is eating you? Don't worry about what to eat right now. I will tell you. But first, you should really concentrate on what is eating you. Because it really does eat you. I mean, this person is only 4 years older than me, and she looks 65. I mean, it was like, what happened? I'm still in